So today we're going to show y'all how to make the best cake. Some may think it's a pound cake. We call it the Amy cake. My mama, Susie Mae Alford, made this cake and named it the Amy cake after my cousin who had Crohn's disease as a child. She still has it, but she could not eat a lot. So she loved this cake. So my grandmother made it and named it the Amy cake. So we're going to show you how to make this wonderful, delicious cake. It can be made in many different types of pans. We're going to show you how to make it to where if you did a layer cake for a birthday cake. But there's a little twist. We're gonna have a cake bake-off, and we are all going to have a little baking competition to see who can decorate their cake in a different way. Our theme is gonna be summer, so we want y'all to participate with us by letting us know which one you like the best, which one was the most creative, or maybe some of you might get to taste it. You never know. We can give one away. So anyway, we hope that you enjoy it and that you will try out this recipe, but here we go. So first we're going to sift we're going to get it all over the stove, but anyway, first we're going to sift the cake flour. Cake flour is already pre-sifted, but I like to just use my whisk, and it's not really a sift, but if you use your whisk to stir it around, that will help get any clumps out.
Redo.
Now we're going to add our 3 cups of sugar to the butter and Crisco, and you're going to want to cream this until it is mixed thoroughly. You don't want to have little clumps of butter and Crisco separate. So what we're going to do now is just cream it together until it is really, really, really creamy. So now that our sugar is creamed with that butter and the shortening, we're going to add our eggs one at a time, and it is very, very important to remember to add them one at a time. So Joseph did a great job cracking those. So now we're going to add them one at a time.
Now it doesn't look like mashed potatoes at all. I want to smell.
There's nothing to smell yet. Back up, sweetheart.
Am I done?
Now that our eggs are fully mixed into our sugar mixture, we are going to add half of our flour and then half of our milk. And then once all of that is incorporated, we will put our vanilla. Who wants to add part of the flour? Grace does? Okay, go ahead. Let's just tap a little bit in. So now that I've divided my cake into 4 different 6-inch pans, like I said, you can do this into whatever size that you want. I want to show you a little trick. As you are leveling it out, you're gonna get it to where it's not got that dome in the center. You can just take your spatula and go all the way around. But one thing I have learned in all of my cake baking years is that if you kind of put an indentation in the middle of the cake batter, because it will help it to be a little more even as it bakes. And I don't know if you can see that. I'll try it on this one so you can see. But just make an indentation in the middle, because cakes tend to rise up in the middle. And if you have it a little bit lower in the middle of your pan, it'll help it to not be so much that you have to cut off, so that your layers are more even. So now the cake's ready to go in the oven. I've preheated it to 325 degrees. So we're going to put it in the middle of the oven and let it bake for about 40 minutes, and then we'll check it, and then we'll just keep an eye on it till it's brown and it doesn't wiggle inside. You can test it with a little toothpick or a knife to see if the batter is completely done, but we're gonna let it bake and then we'll see what happens. Now Emily's going to get her cake. Emily is old enough now that she can do this all by herself. So she's gonna bake a cake and decorate it. Is it good, Grace? Mm-hmm. You like those scraps? So now that my icing is ready, I'm going to show you for my cake how to basically ice if you're doing a birthday cake. And the first coating is called the crumb coating. So I'm just going to show you really quick how to do this. We're only going to use 2 layers because the 6-inch pans tend to rise up pretty thick and it makes a decent sized cake. So we're going to show you real quick on how to do a crumb coating, and then you want to let that set up before you finish decorating it. Last night, whenever I heard that we were going to be doing this today, I decided that I was going to do something sort of like this. So I thought that I would draw it out and write everything out. So this is kind of what I want the top to look like. Of course, I didn't have yellow with me at the time, even though it's my favorite color. And I'm going to put like a sun kind of like right there. And of course, I didn't have yellow with me, so I didn't get to draw the yellow that's going to be right here. But this is the top of the cake and what I kind of want it to look like. And then this is what like the sides are gonna look like. And so yeah, except for it just doesn't have the yellow on it, like I already said. Anyways,
good.
so, yeah.
You're really ahead of it. I hadn't even got a design yet. Good job, Emily.